My name is Ralph Pewaush, and I'm originally from Mille Lacs in Minnesota, by name there. I was born and raised. I was born in Cloquet, but I was born and raised around Mille Lacs that way, close to the part of the Indian village of Mille Lacs. I was raised by my parents, and also my Indian name is Sagacho. Pisagacho Etakisis. When you see the sun coming up, that's my name in the morning, arising. And the reason why I know our language is because my parents always talking Ojibwe all the time. Talking Ojibwe all the time at home, from the beginning of the day and all day long. And I went to school, Indian school in Mille Lacs. They had Indian school there. And most of us Indian kids at that time, we didn't know any English. When I started the school, I didn't know any English at all, just Ojibwe only. Most of the kids at my age at that time didn't know any English at all. They had to learn from the beginning too also. And the teachers had, kind of a hard time with us because we didn't know any English at that time. But we started to learn everything, and the teachers had to know a little bit also the Indian language too also. That way we learned one way or the other. It was good. Being younger at that time we knew, all of us kids knew our language at that time. There was all the Indian people where they lived on a reservation. Every family, every house we went to and visited, they all talked Ojibwe all the time, our language. They never spoke English because they didn't know too much English either to them old people. And we also went to Medaving and dances, ceremonial powwows at the village. That's the way we learned things in our culture too, listening to the old people talk. And the only way we learned was when they were talking our language of old people. Most of them didn't know any English. They only know our ways of being Indian.
Gosh, that must have been 300 years ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty old. No, them old people used to teach us everything about Indian ways and always told us to go to the ceremonial powwows to learn. That's what even Medaving and stuff like that, nobody could hardly go into the Medaving until there was Medaving. There was only time they could go in the lodge when they were Medaving. That's the only time. And the dances, there were all kinds of things they do to pray, and they also put dishes down if they needed help in any ways. Like if you had bad dreams or knowing somebody that's going to get hurt in your dreams, and then they always put dishes down, and the old people would talk for them for that to happen. And they use tobacco all the time for certain things. Mostly when they talk spiritual dishes, they usually use tobacco all the time. And there was always someone. The old people always had some to say. Most of them knew everything. Well, nowadays it's different. Nowadays there's only a few of us that knows how to talk Ojibwe in our spiritual talking and stuff like that now. Not many of us left yet. I don't know what's going to happen later on in life, and that young people, they should learn. That's the reason why we're here teaching Ojibwe, so that young people can understand our language and the ways. I usually tell them that things, what I know and what I learned from the old people, and I'm trying to pass it on to them so they'll know what to expect in life. There's a lot of things they're missing. A lot of young people doesn't go to ceremonial powwows. They should go. And well, how can they listen to them old people that talk Ojibwe all the time and they don't know any Ojibwe? How are they going to learn? That's the reason why when we had philosophy here, I tell them in English. That's the only way they'll learn. But I wish they would learn it and speak Ojibwe. They can understand what they're talking about. I have to explain a lot of things, what things mean, and just the words, not only what they mean, meaningful. That's what I like to have them listen to me to talk. And even my wife knows, and that other person, that Marjorie, she knows everything too also. And they learn it from their great parents and their parents. A lot of things they know about Indian ways of life. I wish there was a lot of people like us to know about our Indian ways of living and listen to the prayers that old people talk about, and they could also learn. When you listen to old people talk, that's the only way you'll learn things. That's what I did. I listened to old people talk all the time, back in the olden days. And I wish there was more like us. There's a few of them left, not many that understands and speaks the language. I do. I'm a drum keeper in Mille Lacs. I didn't want it at first, but I thought about the people. They needed me to speak for them when they're having a ceremonial dances, and I speak to the spiritual ones I know, and what I learned to speak in the way the old people used to speak to the spirits. That's what I try to do. That's the reason why I accepted the position of drum keeper, so I can speak to the people for them to get well and stay on a good side of the things we do. There are a lot of things yet the young people should know. I started here at the school here a while back, and then my daughter wanted me to come teach Ojibwe here at the college. I didn't know at the time it was some kids that was growing up, and all ages of people come over here in school. We had an old lady here a couple of years back. She was about 81 years old, but she still went to school, and she's coming back again this fall to come learn our language and ways of the way I teach. She likes it, I guess. And I hope there's a lot of young people that would like to come to school here and learn a lot of things that the way the white people learn their ways of teaching. That would be good for them to come to school here and get their education and get up on top of the hill over there and teach the good things to the what they need to know. And many years way back, they used tobacco. But a long time ago, they didn't use tobacco. They used a certain kind of willow. They peel it down to the bark, and they use that as tobacco a long time ago, and they used to smoke it like that. And I still use it. I still use some at home like that, the willow part, because it's stronger than the tobacco, really. But the tobacco is strong too for the Indian people. So the spirit, so we use tobacco when we want something from the spirits, and they listen to us what we want. All the good things, all the things goes with the tobacco and the Indian tobacco. It's good smelling. It's all. The people need tobacco, even when they go someplace or go to ceremonial drums. You put tobacco there for members of your family and whoever wants to put tobacco, no matter what race it is, so you can still put tobacco down, and the spirits will accept that. Whoever comes in when in the dancing hall where the drum is, whoever comes in through the doorway, they help. I don't care what race they are. They help all people in good ways. There's a lot of things we use for tobacco. We use tobacco for getting medicine out in the woods. And ricing, use tobacco there, ricing too, everything. Even when you go deer hunting, you use tobacco. Everything we use tobacco is a good use for your health also. And there's a lot of hunters out there in the fall, during deer season. There's a lot of them that you got to put tobacco down for somebody speaks for your well-being out in the woods, to be taken care of, so the spirits will watch over you during the deer season. There's a lot of hunters out there, and anybody they could get hurt. A lot of people gets hurt out there in the woods.
Remember being in your class?
Yeah.
When you talked about what Ojibwe people do in different seasons.
In different seasons?
Mm-hmm.
In all different seasons, like in the springtime, they get the syrup, maple syrup. Then in the summer, they pick blueberries, all kinds of berries, and they put tobacco down also too. And then around about August, last part of August, and they go ricing. They also put tobacco down for ricing. The first batch of wild rice you finish, you always hold a ceremony for the spirits to accept the tobacco and the food, and you'll get a good crop again next year for that. And also in the fall, deer season and duck season, they all use tobacco all the time. Especially when you go deer hunting, it's good. Even in the fall, we put the clothes in the lake every fall and spring, and give thanks to the spirits that they've been watching over us all these seasons. And in the fall, I said the deer season.
What about in the winter?
In the winter? In the winter, we usually go ice fishing and stuff like that. We will also use tobacco for our safety and giving thanks to the spirits for giving us fish and stuff like that. All the things we have that was given to the Indian people a long, long time ago before the white people ever came here. And they used everything, like muskrats, beaver and muskrats, I said, and deer meat, all the birds, wild birds, partridge, geese, ducks, mud hens, all that stuff that was good for the Indian people, what they ate long time ago. Yeah, they were in good health because the spirits put all the things that's running around here in the woods and the birds flying, that was all given to the Indian people long time ago to use. That's how come they didn't have grocery stores them days. Just out your grocery store was out in the woods. And you look out in the woods, that's your pharmacy out there where you get your medicine and everything. Oh, the pharmacy, our pharmacies out in the woods, everything that was put out there is for the Indian people, for certain types of, for you, what your body needs, like your heart and your, everything in your body, even kidneys, everything that's in your body, it's out there in the woods for whatever ailing you, it would heal you. That's what long time ago the Indian people used to use long time ago. Even to thin out your blood or either your heart, there's medicine out there for everything. That's how come the old Indian people used to live long time ago. They died of old age, and that's what they were using all this time, way back, and using all kinds of medicines from the woods. Even looking outside, there's stuff out there, even for your eyes, there's things out there for you. So everything's good out there for you. The spirits put out there for you to use for your good health. Yeah, the drum came long time ago, even from Mille Lacs there. When the Indian people were having feuds from the Chippewas with the Sioux long time ago. Here a long time ago. There were a lot of Sioux around this area too also. And the Indian people used to have feuds, fights and stuff like that. And the Sioux Indians moved out to the plains in South Dakota a long time ago. And that's where they were, and the drums came to them first, the Sioux Indians, and the spirit told them Indian people, Sioux Indian people, to give the drums to the Chippewas and Mille Lacs. That's how they got here. And there was a lot of other people in Mille Lacs that they have sacred drums that came to them by themselves. The spirits put them drums there for people to keep in good health. That's what the drums are for, not for bad, just good only. The things we do for our sacred things is for good only, not bad.
We sure appreciate all that you've done for the college and the students here.
Yeah, it's good to teach here Ojibwe here and all the things they want me to do, especially teach the young people. They need to learn. There's nobody else there to teach them.
Thank you, kind sir.
Yeah.
Which?
Yeah. The end.
The end.